Is it all recording? We're ready?
Very cool now.
Just making sure. Are you good?
Here's that.
All right.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
You thought you saw me
I
switch it
told
up.
you.
I know. All right, I'm like,
Okay.
oh, for, am I 0 for?
You have 1-0 of them.
Okay.
So sorry.
All right, don't ever bet on me. Okay, here we go. I'll be honest. Sometimes your wedding party might suck.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
You ready?
Okay.
I have a lot of notes.
You have a lot of thoughts.
Yes,
Okay, let's go. Let's do it.
I've written them down.
They might suck.
Okay, yeah, and I mean that. How do I say it? I mean that sincerely.
For sure. We've seen a lot of really, really good wedding parties,
Yeah.
and also we've seen a lot of not great wedding parties, and we want to teach people the distinction on one versus the other.
Yeah,
And why it's like that.
it's
You don't always expect it also.
no, and I think one of the first things that I always talk about when in like blog posts that I have and stuff, like when you're actually getting engaged, I think you and your spouse have to sit and talk about why you're doing what you're doing, where you're going. Of course, the whole like chitty chatty thing on
Yes.
like place and venue and da. But all of that is a vibe, right? I hate using the word vibe now.
I know vibe is overused, but also it's accurate.
But like,
This is accurate
obviously you
here.
have a beach wedding, it's different than a mountain wedding and things of that sort. But I think a lot of people then don't consider, not guests, of course you're considering your guests, but then like your inner circle
Yeah.
and who is going to be standing next to you or with you in a wedding suite throughout the day, rehearsal dinners, and that sort of stuff.
Yep.
And you need to pick them
Appropriately.
appropriately.
And all of the months leading up to the actual wedding.
Yeah.
Like that's wedding weekend, but then there's months and months and months
Right.
prior to it too. But we're focusing on wedding day. But
Yeah, I
as a
mean,
note.
focus on wedding day because I mean, when we walk into a wedding suite or even just a venue, sometimes you can hear the music popping. Everybody's enjoying themselves. You can hear like cornhole downstairs with the guy side, and you got woo-woo girls on the other side. And you think you kind of know what's about to happen until you actually walk in there. And I will tell you, when your gut is telling you stuff is going on, I can feel it as a vendor. I know something is happening. I know something's happening.
Someone's mad or someone feels like they were displaced or like there's like high emotions in general, but like
Yeah.
you either can tell that everyone's getting along really, really well, or there's
Right.
like one person or there's multiple people like
Or
it's
there's
just
like
off.
a group. Okay,
there's a
so some of the notes that I had on this that I wanted to make sure that I was really going with on this is I think you need as a couple and maybe individually, right? Like the guy, and we'll just, for the sake of brevity, we'll just do like groom and bride for this one, right? We got a bride side and we got a groom side. Of course, you could have 2 grooms, 2 brides, a mix and match of all that sort of stuff as well. But one of the notes that we had, or I had written down was like, you need to know who you are as a person
Boom. Yes.
and whether you're going to have that sort of volume of people, okay, whether you're going like 10 or 1, right? I know exactly where you're going then. You're either going to have 10 people or 1 people.
Yeah.
And if you're fine with having 10 people, are those 10 people helpful?
Yeah.
Are those 10 people all going to want to get absolutely lit on your wedding day?
Yeah.
Are any of them actually going to listen to direction? Are any of them going to be helpful?
Is it about them or is it about you?
Yes.
Like
that's a good
truly.
way to put it.
Are they excited about being a bridal party member
Right.
for the clout of being in your bridal party? Not
Yeah.
clout, but you know what I'm saying. Like there's this excitement and like a specialness about being chosen. And so it's like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
excited to be this. And it's all about me being a bridesmaid or groomsman versus I'm here to help this couple and this person because I'm their closest friend and yada, yada, yada,
But it's
whatever.
also, I feel like more than like helping them, are you there to celebrate them? Because as a vendor, like as a professional photographer, and you're like, let's go do this thing.
Yeah.
And there's always one who you feel like you are just pulling. with every inch of your might to get them to be happy that they're there, to want to take these photos, that want to be involved,
and
that want to be
the whole energy
does.
of the wedding party. Like that one person can legitimately change the whole vibe.
Yeah. And we see it.
We see it.
And I would say it impacts how we work.
How many times are we going to say vibe in this episode?
A lot. Okay, maybe that's what we need to
sorry.
But I had on here.
I'm trying to think of some other word and I can't.
Okay. So like some of the things that I had written down is, of course, understanding who you are.
Yeah.
Like, especially since we talked about that getting ready process, right? It's already chaotic as it is. And, you know, if you're a person that really wants people to be on their game, can you trust the people to bring their suits and their shoes and go and do all of that stuff and be ready and prepared for a time that they're not getting the shower when they're supposed to be actually coming over?
Or are they realizing for the first time that they didn't order a piece of the clothing?
Has happened.
It's happened.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I forgot my white button-up shirt. I forgot to buy one. Like, that happens all the time, constantly.
Or, there was one that guy had no pants. Yeah. It's like, can you? So if you trust Mark.
It's important because it's like, that is going to be brought into now your problem. Like, even if you don't have to fix it, you know about it, or it's going to affect your day in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
So knowing that you can actually rely on these people. Okay. Sorry. So depending on who you are.
Depending on that. I mean, you can have one person who is like off the rails. You cannot depend on them. Maybe they're like your brother or your sister and you want them. That's fine. Do you actually want them? Or you could have 10 people who are fully your hype people that are going to be with you the whole day and they do an absolutely fantastic job to make sure everything runs on time, right? We run the gamut on all those. And actually later, I have a whole list. I've given them all names for...
We love them
I
also.
love them and I hate them at the same time. All right? I think there's a song that's something like that. So, you know, can you think of one time you're in a groom suite or a bridal suite where you saw something go down between like the groom and a groomsman or a bride and a bridesmaid that was just a little cringe, that you thought like, oh, I don't like that?
I feel like I see often one or two groomsmen that just drink more or are in a different drinking energy. Like they're either hungover or they are really, really drunk already, or they're drinking, and the groom and the rest of them are not. And so they're all like annoyed at the two people or one person.
Like
that's
as soon as you walk in.
As soon as you walk in, it's like, oh, one person is here to crazy party and everyone else is like taking it seriously and trying to get ready. And they're like, come on, Jake, like stop. You know?
And then Jake goes off.
Jake's like taking another shot.
Yeah,
in the
you're like,
background.
oh,
You're like,
Jake's not going to last.
Jake, buddy boy. Yeah. So it's like, there's a imbalance with the energy. And maybe things aren't being said, but you can just tell like one person just doesn't get it. They're just not on the same wavelength.
I would also like caddy off of that is that, you know, when you kind of start getting married, you have different stages of lives. So you do have like family members, and then you maybe have like your people you grew up with that are non-family, like lifelong friends. And you have like maybe college friends and after college friends. And so you all know them, but they all don't know each other. And do you think they will mesh?
I don't know.
That's the question.
What we'll find out. Yeah, and that's what like unfortunately sometimes plays out, and then you are too far in. Like you're just So I think for that, that's probably one that I see a lot. And then for bridesmaids, I feel like it's like I do not want to be stereotypical gendered. I don't know, but I am going to say I feel like there's a little bit more of a territorial, I'm the better friend to the bride than you are. Like I see a lot of those dynamics of like, well, I'm going to get this for you first, or oh, don't worry, I already thought about it because I know her better. Like kind of, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like I feel like I see that a lot of like competition of role.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So you want to hear a story? Okay. Competition of role. So I actually had this happen with the groom side. One of my first, I mean, it was early in my career. So it was with Second Shooter Freddie, and I know, and we were at this venue downtown, and you could feel there was some dynamic between the best man and a groomsman. You couldn't figure out what it was, but they were like you knew that they knew each other. They were just kind of jawing at each other, like, okay, maybe they're like cousins, like we're kind of figuring it out or whatever. And then through the reception, out of nowhere, they're gone. We're like, where are they? Yes, fight. I swear. So apparently the groomsman thought he should have been the best man and was telling the best man out in the parking lot that he was not doing the best man duties as best as he can. So they went full fisticuffs. And then the next thing I know, one of them, I can't remember who came back, whether it was the groomsman or the best man. One of them came back to the reception. The other one went across and was found later at the bar at P.F. Chang's. Just left. Just up and left. Yeah.
So,
I mean, all the stuff was done. Like, for like, photo-wise, like stuff we needed to like do, like the wedding party.
I'm done.
But that was it. He just left. He walked all the way across.
And I feel like that is so crazy to me because I'm like, again, this is not about you.
Right.
It all kind of comes back down to that. It's like, this is not about you.
Yeah.
Like,
and also, I mean, that's when you throw in alcohol.
Yeah.
Alcohol's involved. People's emotions are already kind of stressed and high. And then you're throwing in like in a stressful situation and there's a lot going on. So I think maybe just deciding how much of that do you want to take? Okay, so I'm going to put you on the spot. Give me another thing that you maybe see. Because when you were talking about the last one with like better, like as a professional photographer, when we do these photos, let's say we're just doing the guys, you view them all as like a unit, right? So you take the photo of all these guys. If you didn't know them, you would think they all know each other. They're all there for a reason. Same with the girl. You've got these lovely photos of the bride and all her people. And you're like, oh, they are all best friends. They all know each other. And then you come to realize when you're working through them, like, hey, you could touch her hand.
They're like,
they don't know each other.
No, like, literally strangers.
And
some of them may not have even met until that day.
Right.
Which is wild to think about. Like, literally, that you can have 8 people that are standing in all of these photos forever together that don't actually know each other.
This girl doesn't know this girl.
Okay, so outside of when I first get there, like what I notice or just when I'm arriving?
I think arriving maybe through the day.
Okay.
Like, because we're talking also people who may be involved in toasts, who may be giving readings at the wedding, who may need to assist for some reason in the reception or something like that as well. So,
okay, well, I feel like I see the person who's just scattered, like a bridal party member again. Maybe I like keep focusing on different wavelengths, but I think that it really, again, is like there's always one that doesn't know what's going on.
There's like,
where am I? You're at a wedding. You're in a wedding.
Yes.
You should be dressed. What are you doing?
There is always
like,
the one that's
always
just
one where it's like, oh, I didn't have my shoes on the whole time. I'm like, what do you mean you didn't have your shoes on the whole time? We've been taking photos for like 15 minutes.
That's because that's happened.
That has happened. Like, I think that it's, I don't know if it's like they're not paying attention, they weren't communicated with enough. Like, I don't know what the problem is, but like that happens
that's
a
just
lot.
Tiffany.
That's just her. She never has her shoes.
That's true.
But like, or legitimately, I've had some where like a bridal party member wasn't even in the photos and none of us noticed. Like, and that felt terrible. And it was like
they just weren't there.
They just weren't there. They were on site, but they were in the bridal suite doing something.
That also feels worse.
And so like literally we like took like probably 5 minutes worth of photos. And then someone said, we're so-and-so. None of us noticed. And again, like from my side, I will defend myself and say I had just met everyone as a group,
right, of course.
And there were a lot of bridal party members.
Well,
and so
I'll
it's
say
like,
that sometimes you get the list.
Yes.
Right? You're like,
Yes.
okay, I have 10. And then when they all come out, you're like, there's 8.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, 2 couldn't make it. You're
right. You're like, oh, okay. So, we stopped and then we like kept going and included her. But like, there's stuff like that where I'm like, it always surprises me though, because I'm just like, what was the problem there? Like, was that
Could you
just
imagine
communication?
being
Like,
the
I don't
girl
know.
in that suite though,
Felt horrible for
and
her.
nobody? Well, first off, was she getting her hair and makeup
No,
finished?
it was after the ceremony.
Okay, so
So I
she's
don't
just
know.
in there by herself. Being like, where is
and I
everybody?
think like she was like doing something and like, or had to go grab something maybe. I don't know. I'm not sure
Oh,
what happened, but like there is kind of always this piece of like wrangling, hurting,
oh, there's lots of hurting.
lots of hurting. And so what kind of personalities do you want to have to herd? Like,
Yeah.
honestly, the people who are just like gung ho and ready to do whatever I ask them to do are my favorite kind of people. They want to get in and get out and go to
Yes.
the bar. Great,
Yes.
love it. But like, I think picking a cohesive, even if no one knows each other, at least like a group of people that will get along and understand each other is important.
Yeah.
Like, are they all going to listen to direction? Like, what is important to you? I don't know. So, things that I see beyond that, I really don't know. I think it's a lot of chaos, just a lot
Yeah.
of like people being in their own, honestly, selfish brains. Like if
That's
I can
true.
just like name it, I feel like there is like a lot of bridal party like selfishness that I see.
Yeah.
Of like, this is not about you. This is about the bride. This is about the groom. And
Yeah.
you're making it about you. Like you're so focused taking selfies in the back that you're not paying attention to like what we're doing as a group.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I also see a lot maybe with, well, I think hair and makeup also for the girl side plays a part of it as well. You
Yeah.
know, are you being really picky or finicky about your look, but the bride is paying for it and therefore she's going with something and now you're physically seeing it on you and you don't like and you can feel that energy.
Yes.
There's also ones who well, of course we've brought up intoxication who are there to party or whatever and they're just, you know, you just have to direct them a lot. They don't take the initiative to ask questions or do their own thing.
Yeah.
And then there's ones who ask question after question after question after question after question to you while you're getting ready. Do you want this? Do you want that? Do you want that? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh my gosh, leave her alone.
Yeah.
Like
She just needs to
5
hang out.
seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. There's
So-
a fine line, and we're not trying to shit on everyone in a wedding party.
Not everybody.
Not everybody.
There was always one I like to pick on though.
There's
There's one. Especially you guys, I will find the one.
Yeah. And they try to like ring it first. I'm like, no, you don't know
Oh,
me.
honey, I do
You
this
don't
all.
know.
We do this all the time.
Just
There's
wait.
there's a line when I say that for the guys. Let's talk about this in a serious way, okay? Walking into a bride suite is, you know, like a little like, hey, I hope you guys like me.
Yep.
Walking into a groom suite, you don't know if you're walking in, they're changing. You don't know if you're walking in and they're being like incredibly intoxicated. You don't know if they're going to be the group that is funny in their jokes or they are full misogynistic in their jokes.
Yep.
Or they're full I'm 5 pee pee poo poo jokes every 5 seconds.
Yep.
So being a female photographer, you walk in, you're like, what am I about to physically experience? And then the way that I respond to you is exactly how you give it back.
Yes,
Like I will
exactly.
shut off if you start doing really inappropriate stuff.
Yep.
And I will not go back in there.
Can I add something to this?
Yeah.
I think that we could come back to this, but an important thing to know as well. Yes, you want to curate a vibe or an energy of your wedding party, but also your wedding party is going to be interacting with your vendors as well. So if you're afraid of your friends embarrassing you or disrespecting the people that you've hired or whatever, like that's something to note too, because we are interacting with your wedding party
A
lot. Like probably more than any other vendor, I would say. Would you maybe planner?
They plan DJ. Like, is your friend Brad going to go up to the DJ every other song and request and request and request and request?
Yeah.
You know, is he going to be the guy that is throwing up off the balcony? Is he the one that is asking the bar for drink after drink after drink and they've repeatedly told him no?
Like that all, not that it reflects on you as a couple, because I think at this point we can differentiate, oh, that guy is just not, he's being kind of a butt. Like this is not a reflection of the couple. But there is a fine line though. If I am being sexually harassed or if I am continuously being disrespected, I have clauses in my contract to protect me from those situations.
I think every person does, unfortunately.
Yes. And it's like, so while I may not look at that individual person and be like, man, that couple, I can't believe they picked this person. It may impact your day though. Like, it may impact my ability to take good photos in bridal party moments. It may be like, I don't know. There's just like, it's a whole compounding ball that's rolling down the hill.
Right.
Like it can get worse and worse and worse.
But it can impact, because then people are coming to you with issues, they're coming to your planner with issues, they're coming to your family with issues.
Yes.
Like, you are in a singular, like, it's going to eventually ripple down to you. If other people are handling stuff, that wave of chit-chat is eventually is going to get to you.
Yeah.
And it's going to impact you in some way.
You just said that about sexual harassment, and it made me think about it because it is something that we talk about a lot, and that could be a whole dedicated episode of just like sexual harassment within the wedding industry.
Oh, yeah.
But because when we are working together, if I'm second shooting for you, you're normally with the bride or whatever. In one scenario, I'm splitting off from you and going normally to the groom's suite. And I've not, from a second photographer's perspective, I've not normally communicated with the couple. I am walking into what you have communicated. So I am really off at square one with a vibe.
Like, you are going into an unknown.
Completely blind. And there are times that I have walked in and I try to like kind of stake my dominance here of we're going to get this.
You're walking in, you're peeing on the pole. You're like, let's do it.
I'm in charge here. But like, I've walked in and I always ask if everyone's decent. I've walked in after they've told me yes, and there've not been decent people. And it's like,
it makes me so mad.
It's like Michael Scott in The Office when Pam walks in. Come in. Anyway, but there is this like unpredictability that it as a woman especially, it is really scary to not know where you're going. Like, if they're drunk, if they're sober, if they're mad, if whatever, it's unpredictable. I think that those are also things that you have to think about when you're planning your wedding party. Like, how do you want people to feel around your friends? Like, and you may not know because these may be your friends forever, and or maybe a brother or a sister.
That's true. That's a little harder with the siblings or like family members.
Thing. Yeah. And it's like, but it is your day and you matter too.
That's true.
And it is also important how you are reflected on your day.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but we see a lot of unhealthy, weird things.
And but then when you get those wedding parties where you walk in and all the men are dressed and they have their boutonnieres on.
They know how to tie the tie.
And they are ready. You're like, this is like a shot of adrenaline.
No.
Like,
and then we're excited
it's
to
like
create.
The angels are singing.
Okay, this is where I want to address. This gives us night and day difference, ability to create and like have fun and be creative. Like, if we walk in, we're immediately thinking, okay, how are we going to crowd drunk people? How are we going to do this? This is going to be kind of they're already like not in a great mood, versus you walk in and they're collaborative and they're excited and they're like
that is
taking care of their things.
Point.
I'm like, let's go.
Right.
Let's freaking go.
Like,
let's
you've
go
moved
out
from
and have fun.
management to like creative director.
Yes.
Like, you walk in and you have a full palette, and you guys, especially when guys are like, hey, can we do this?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes,
oh my gosh,
please.
you offered a suggestion of a photo.
Yes.
We're doing it.
And they're excited, or it's not like grumbling. Like, I always am asking people to take out stuff from their pockets. And it's
put
like,
down their drinks.
Yes. And it's like, oh, what?
I'm going to put down my Coors
Versus
Light.
like, oh my gosh, but what if, can we do a beer shot and then I'll put it away? I'm like, yes. Like, the difference there, it's not that we don't want you to have fun, but it's also like, can we work together in harmony?
Yes.
Like, can we collaborate here? This is a collaborative process, even though it's a wedding day. We are collaborating.
That is such a good point, because the brain energy it takes to then get everybody to a point you've wasted so much time, and now we've created a dynamic that we have to now kind of like hurdle over.
Yeah, and
like,
that's not
hey, it was really
fun.
hard getting your drunk ass over here, and now I need you to be fun, and I need you to be like, there's such a shift there, and you can't build that rapport back up. It's really hard.
It is really hard because I feel like instead of like an equal, like we are all in the same plane versus like I'm your parent and I'm having to manage you.
Yes.
I don't like that. I don't want to feel like I'm in charge.
Dad, you need to tell you how tie.
Please stop drinking whiskey.
Let's not take our third shot.
Dude, I mean, and the concern as a vendor, truly, watching that, I mean, we talked about this on the first couple episodes, like your first wedding.
My first wedding, drunk guy.
I've had ceremonies where I'm watching groomsmen walk in and they're like stumbling into the ceremony. And we're watching with like such nervousness that it's like,
I can't control this.
I can't control this. And I'm just an observer. And I really care about the couple and I really feel sad that this is like happening on a day. Okay, we're gonna take a quick break to talk about our sponsor. This episode is sponsored by Chop Chop Beauty Club.
My name is Samantha, and I'm the owner and creative director of Chop Chop Beauty Club. We are a luxury on-site hair and makeup team, and we make sure that not only is your wedding day service exactly what you're looking for, but we work really hard on the back end to make sure that the whole booking and scheduling process is seamless. I like to say that we are a set it and forget it type of company. You have so many things that you are dealing with when you're planning a wedding. You're booking photographers, you're booking catering, things like that. We don't want to be one more thing on your to-do list. So we have all of our communication perfectly timed out, so you never have to reach out to us. We will always reach out to you for whatever milestone is around the corner. Our genderless and all-inclusive service menu ensures that you will get exactly the service that is for you. Whether that is a more skincare forward makeup service, if you don't really like to wear a lot of makeup, or if you need to rent hair extensions, our Dream Hair Club is for you. So we have all the tips and tricks to make your wedding or special event perfect.
So thank you, Sam, for providing incredible services for brides and grooms everywhere. We absolutely adore you. So thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so things we can't control, right? We can't control what happens during a ceremony. If maybe somebody says something, or like an officiant or a reading, ceremony is probably the least control we have of the whole day. It's actually the least stressed I am.
It is, because we have no part of it.
Yes.
We can't say anything.
And then you get to the part with your wedding party where like toasts come. Okay, and toasts can come from parents. They can come from maybe like an aunt, or it's very rare. It's very rare for it not to come from a parent, maybe a really close friend that's not in the wedding party, very rarely. Or it's the bridesmaid, groomsmen, like those sort of people. And so when you get to this toast stage, you're like, you've seen the semi truck coming down, and you're just standing, and you know that Brad is about to either do a, man, I'm just happy for you guys toast. That's it. That's all you get. Okay. That's it. Or he has put a lot of effort into a toast that either is amazing, and you're like, Brad has redeemed himself. You're like, holy shit, Brad.
You sobered up real quick.
Like, dang. Or the second is, it is off the rails, freaking cringe.
Cringy as heck.
Weird. And I'm just sitting there with my camera like,
do I keep taking photos or do I stop?
And then the bride and groom are holding their hands underneath the table, and you're like, how can I Homer Simpson into this bush thing? So it goes beyond, it goes so far beyond like the bridal suite or the groom suite. It is something that then continues throughout the day. And then, of course, we get into the reception. Are people hyping you up and bringing you into the dance floor? Are they coming with you? Are they creating the party? Right? Or are they just going and sitting at the bar doing shots? Like, are they
on their own? Like, not like as a group.
Like, hey, let's go do this.
On their own, having their own experience with their own people or a date or whatever, which all of those things inherently are not bad things.
No.
But it's your mentality as you go throughout the day. Like, are you being inwardly focused or are you thinking about
Yeah,
the
like
other
you said,
person.
or is
Like,
it sort of like
truly.
that selfish
Yeah.
sort
and
of
it's
thing?
like those moments aren't bad. I loved seeing people like having their own experience at someone's wedding, but also you are there because of the couple.
Right. If they
Again
keep
and again and
dragging you
again.
onto the dance
Yeah.
floor and hoping you're dance, I mean, I get it. Not everybody's a dancer. Not everybody's a drinker.
Yeah.
Not everybody's a late nighter or whatever. But I feel like in your own way,
Yeah.
you can contribute
Yeah.
to the success of their wedding and the success of their
You
marriage
gotta
and that sort of
participate.
stuff.
You gotta participate. Okay, so do you feel like there are ever wedding party members that start off your favorite and end
Yes.
not your favorite? That surprise you, that you're like, where did that come from?
Yeah.
I liked you.
Yeah. And it's
now
been
you're
the other
drunk,
way
maybe. I don't
around
know.
too. Like some you walk in and they are looking at you like, who are you? And I'm like, I'm here to do a job. Like they paid me to be here.
Like, I'm not doing anything wrong, I promise.
Stop looking at me. And by the end, we're like high-fiving, and then they're coming over, they're grabbing friends, like, can you get pictures of us?
Yeah.
And they're like a whole, we need to start a count. Their whole vibe, right?
vibe.
That's 11 times we've
know.
said vibe.
This is a
whole-
drinking game for
It
everyone
really
watching.
is. So, yes, actually, we should put that on there. How many times can we say vibe and take a shot?
We probably should have a counter, actually.
Is there
while
one
we're
that's in
recording.
your head, though, with that story, that thought?
Yeah.
Is there?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you dish it?
Probably.
Vaguely.
Vaguely.
We don't want to be like
No,
shitting
we are
on
not
anybody.
shitting on anyone. But I think this is important because this is like where our experiences come from. This
is why we're telling
this
the
is why
story.
we're telling it. I had.
All of a sudden, I feel like you got really close up. You're like, please don't hate me. Please don't watch it.
And again, this is not a reflection of the couple that hired me. You can't. Yeah. There was one that got so ridiculously drunk by the end that he was making a complete fool of himself at the reception. This was years and years and years ago.
Yeah.
Actually not even in this state, so I feel even better saying this.
Like, somewhere far, far away.
Somewhere far away.
Oz.
But literally, like, loved him all throughout the day, was collaborative, great, gets to the reception and just gets black out. And it's like, he's getting sick. He's making a fool of himself. He's yelling and hooting and hollering and not in a fun way. And again, it was like the imbalance of vibe. And it was truly like, you're being disruptive and destructive. Like you're actually like this is not fun anymore. This is not great.
It's scary.
Like everyone's like side-eyeing you.
Oh, no.
So
Nobody needs a side eye.
No one needs a side eye. But it was probably the drunkest that I've ever seen, like a bridal party member. And I'm like, okay. You throw up behind the venue or you throw, you know what I mean? Like it changes it so quickly. And you're just like, okay, I don't know how to prevent that because you can't control, you as a couple cannot control everyone's drinking or like how they're behaving. But is your buddy going through a hard time? That was kind of a scenario. Like, I think he was just going through a rough, like.
So he was having a let
being-
loose night and
it
went
went way too loose.
Oh, no.
So it was just kind of like, okay, I have compassion, but also, can you trust that all of your people are not going to act a fool? Like, truly.
I mean, it's kind of funny too, like on the flip side where you're like, I don't know, like you're not really talking to me. Like wedding parties are really quiet. Like I am thinking about it specifically. This one we just did this year. Loved it. It was a great wedding party. But you get the ones who talk to you, like the girls that have talked to you and they're really like laughing and funny. And then you got the ones that are just kind of trying to hide, like I can see you. Like I will take
you in
your
the second row.
Come here. And they want nothing. And then they get to the reception and they've tied the dress up. And they are like,
just like having the
oh my
best
gosh,
time.
you're like, Amy.
Yeah.
Where'd you come from?
Shy Amy?
Like, like apparently all she needed was some champagne and she's, and she's the one bringing everybody in. And you're like, we needed an Amy.
Truly, that happens.
Amy shines in the reception.
I feel like that happens a lot where like people are so nervous and in their heads in the morning or like at the beginning of the day and then they like slowly let loose.
Yeah.
throughout
I think
the day.
part of it is also like the photos are done.
Yes. Yeah, I know.
Go,
Sweet bridal
sorry.
party. I know.
So-
Okay, so if you are choosing your wedding party,
Yeah.
I have chosen my wedding party.
Yes.
I have thought about where everyone is in there's stages of friendship with me. I have some really, really long standing friendships that I've known 10 plus years. I have, you know, family members that I've obviously known for my entire life.
Right.
Like, but there are some people that like legitimately do not know each other at all. I have already thought about like, I want space and time for those people to get to know each other and to like at least know who they're going to be hanging out with.
And you're
you know?
doing something a little bit earlier than the wedding day,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
how you plan the take a shot vibe
Yep.
is
It's like
is
13 or something.
I
insane.
know is
Like Thursday night, we're going to have a welcome dinner.
You're doing a Thursday and Friday and wedding Saturday.
All day Friday is going to be just like hang out together. The whole goal is for our very close family and our wedding party to be together. That is our
great.
one goal. But it's like we are doing that intentionally because I don't want by the time you get to the wedding, like no one knows each other. Like, because I just
Yeah.
feel like it's like sometimes it turns out really, really well. And I think it's actually a really beautiful thing to watch like newfound friendships within a wedding party like blossom throughout the day.
Yeah.
Where it's like they found their person to kind of
Yeah.
hang on to, and it's great. But I've also I've seen scenarios where they've had a multi-day event and like they've been able to slowly get to know each
It's
other.
comfortable.
And by the time the wedding day happens, they're all besties and it's a great time.
Yeah.
I also know that there are like, I have pockets of friends. Like I have people who live here. I have people who I went to college with that I'm still really, really close with.
stages of your life,
that live
right,
in
yeah.
a different state entirely. So like, even just like, I acknowledge that there are people that see more of my everyday life.
Yeah.
But I'm closer maybe to people that live in other states that like don't see my everyday, like the dynamics are just
Yeah.
different. And so I'm like very cognizant of like not choosing people that feel threatened by different types of relationships. Like I don't
know if you'd be friends with those
I
people
wouldn't
to
be.
begin with
No.
anyway.
But
just
I'm like
knowing
cognizant
you.
of it. I'm like, I don't want there to be any of that. Like, which you're right. I don't think I would be friends with people like that because I just can't handle the stress.
Like that does not feel like you all of a sudden Brittany would just disappear. It's just like I'm out. I'm out.
I'm out. Bye. Yeah. I mean, I think how they get along with even like Q's friends, like I want there to be a whole collaborative effort here. And I can't control Q's friends. He doesn't have control over who I'm friends with, vice versa.
In reality, you're right. Like if something were to happen, one of your friends, God love them, goes kind of off the rails, like the drunk guy, it doesn't reflect on you.
Yeah.
You know, actually, I mean, I don't think I've ever thought that though. Like if I see Brad drunk on the dance floor, I'm like, oh, well, the wedding couple, you know,
How dare they be
friends with him? But it's like, but could we, and I don't like, again, I don't want to be like shitting on anybody or being like, why would you do that? But like,
No.
I'm, you know, because I feel bad for them. Like I know they didn't invite this person to come and do that, and I know Brad in the next day is going to be like, "I'm an
What did I
idiot."
do?
Okay.
Yeah.
But things happen at weddings that people would never do on their daily life at all. And if there's any way that you can be like, you know, maybe he should be a guest, or maybe something different.
Yeah.
Take that gut feeling.
Yeah.
Like sincerely.
Yeah,
So
truly.
that's what I would say. But you ready for, okay, let's switch.
Okay.
Because actually I've
ready?
been waiting for a break so we can
Okay.
talk about it if I can find it real quick. Oh, it reset on me.
Is this your segment?
Yeah. So I wrote a
Hey.
whole list of, okay, while I find it,
Okay.
if you had to pick the perfect wedding party, what would that look like?
For myself or in general?
As a photographer. Let's go.
Okay.
As a photographer,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, I want to know.
Perfect wedding party would be on both sides collaboratively. Walking in and just knowing that everyone is there to have fun
Okay.
and to celebrate the couple. Duh. I feel like that's very cliche.
Do you have a size in your head?
Probably like 6 to 8.
God, I went 6.
Yeah,
I did
6
go
to
6.
8. I feel like less is tricky. I'd almost, well, here's my hot take. I'd honestly rather have that or nothing. Or like one person, like a maid of honor and
Oh,
best
you'd
man.
rather have like a 6 or 8 or a 1.
Yeah,
No 2s or 3s. No 3s.
no 3s. I feel like
Nothing's all
twos
set.
are really hard because it's like you're like linking arms and walking in a line.
You're right.
I'm
Photos are like,
"And we're done."
down the yellow brick road. You know,
Like actually, it's
it's
fine.
really hard.
We can make
is.
it work, but it is hard.
Yeah, and some are delightful.
Some are great.
Yeah.
It's not, that is not a stereotype of everyone, but 6 to 8 is just a sweet spot.
Okay.
I think that honestly, like, I just want people who don't care about every single detail. Like, your hair is not going to stay perfect. Your dress is not going to be perfect. Your makeup is not going to be perfect. You're going to sweat it off. Like, you know, like the perfectionism around things, let it go and just have fun.
I have one of those on my list.
Do you?
Okay. All right. So wait. Anything else that you could think of? 6 to 8. Like 6 to 8, 6 to 8. Everybody's ready. Everybody's ready to hype it up. They do what they say.
Yeah.
And they have fun.
And
doing
if you
it
got
and
married
collaborate.
previously, don't bring your wedding into suggestions. Like, you already had your wedding.
Oh,
I mean, this is my biggest pet peeve, I think, when I'm
Okay.
like, well, at our wedding, we did this pose.
at our wedding.
That's great. You
We
had your
didn't
wedding.
do a first look. We're doing a first look right now,
First look
okay?
right now. Like,
What do you mean?
I have love and respect for the fact that you had such a great wedding day. I wasn't there, though,
Yes.
quite honestly.
Yes.
Right here, I am doing this wedding day, and this is our plan. So let me do
On
it.
our wedding day, we did one with everybody put their hands in the
No,
middle.
we're not doing that.
No. And then you look at the bride and you're like, that's a side eye.
bride's
You're
like-
like, and you're like, I love you even more.
And they're, okay, that's the thing is like, guys, if you are a bride, think about these moments of like, we literally will have brides sometimes that are like, hey, I actually don't want to do that. Hey, actually, that isn't important to me.
Yes.
Off to the side because they don't want to hurt their friends' feelings.
Yes.
Think about that, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you truly are creating a circle of people that like are going to be your voice at times, are going to be like
That's
standing
true.
up for you at times. Like, really think about like your people. Anyway, so I think like the same vibe as the bride or the groom, where I'm like,
Yeah.
this all makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
this is all clicking together.
Like it's all clicking together.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
So I'm doing,
Is this our
this is our
Wedding.
party flavors.
Love it.
Okay. I would say like some are really like there's no seasoning at all. Okay. And then some are like super spicy and you're
Bland
like,
as hell.
I'm going to need a fire hydrant to put you out. Okay. So yeah, like some are just chaos and formal wear. Okay.
Yeah.
Like you all are unhinged. Okay. But I start out and it's like a level and as a group. Okay. So like sometimes you can, some of these people, like you have a spicy person and you like, can you speak
Yeah.
is the other one. Like
Yeah.
they are mute, but I'm going to go like wedding party. All right. So level 1, the lowest of the low. And I don't mean like low, but I have like modest mouses. Okay.
Yeah.
You walk in, it's crickets. They are super respectful. They're very quiet. Getting a photo of them without them just smiling and looking at the camera it's everything you can do. Like, honey, are you having fun?
Yeah.
Are you
okay?
Are you okay?
Did someone make you come here?
Yes. Are you kidnapped? Are you like blink?
forced
Can you
here
blink
against your
3 times and tell me you're okay? Okay. Those are all right. You got your modest spouses, and they're such sweet people.
Yeah. Yes.
But they're really hard to photograph.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're trying to make them move and be casual. Okay. The second one I have, kind of going off what you just said, I have Pinterest people. Okay. They are like timeline.
Yeah.
If they see the silver string on the dress come off that nobody else can see, they are going to spend 10 minutes looking for those scissors.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
are on a time crunch.
Yeah.
And they are
Yeah.
just like, well, my spreadsheet said,
Yeah.
that is like those ones, those may be the hardest.
I think so. Yeah.
Like they have a vision in their own head how things are going to go.
That's
and
exactly
the day
it.
is not unfolding like that at all.
Yes.
And so you really have to yank them out of
Yes.
that. Yeah. I mean, the dress does not get dirty. Nothing gets like
Or
nothing.
every time the bride moves, it's like adjusting the train.
Adjust.
And
adjust.
it's like we're literally walking. It's okay.
Yeah.
It can drag. It's okay.
The white gown is touching earth. It's going to get dirty. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Then I have sort of level 3, maybe background actors, like robots, right? They do everything you ask them to do. There's no questions. There's no drama, but there's no emotion.
Yeah. Yes.
They will do whatever you want to do. And as soon as you put the camera down, they are like, shut off.
Done.
Thanks.
Yep.
And they want to go. And you're like, okay. Like, I don't think you want to be here. Like, you good?
Again, are you okay?
Yeah. Are you okay? Let me do a shot. Okay. And then here's some of the other ones. The let me take a selfie set. Right. They are there for just the moment of it. They're there for themselves. I mean, they're fun.
Yeah.
They kind of get people hyped up a little bit, but it's really hard to redirect.
Yeah.
Like, come out of the corner. Hey, I see you back there. Like, we have tasks to do. Like, we are on a schedule. Like, come on back to the flock.
Yeah. Be present.
Okay. Yes, be present.
Yeah.
Okay. You then have the rehearsal dinner or night out leftovers. The drunk dragging their ass in.
Yep.
They've done too much fun. They're there to party.
shades are on.
Yes, and they're there to party, and they're sort of maybe a merge between the background actors because they're so hungover.
Yeah.
And this one, but I would say the ones those ones are hard to photograph because they really don't want to be there, like, or they're ready for the reception, so they don't want to.
They're only there for the reception.
They are only there for the reception, right? They had the night out, and now they're only there for the booze, and trying to get them to focus on anything else is really, really tough.
Yeah.
So I got two more.
Okay. I'm loving this.
All right, so this is level 6. I got woo girls and hype bros, like the let's goes, like
My
every
fave.
other word. Let's go, okay, and they're.
And I love them.
Everything's a photo
I
op.
love them.
Every photo includes someone with peace signs. They're a little hard to manage. You're like, can you please stop flipping off the camera? It's
Right.
hilarious and it's fun, but can I just get one normal and then we
Yes.
will go unhinged?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep. So, but those are the fun ones. Those are
actually like the most like candid excitement bridal party photos that I get.
I
Like,
would
truly.
say that if I had to pick any one of them, that would be my favorite.
I'd rather have to be like, hey guys, okay, we're having
Stop,
so
we're
much
having-
fun.
right.
We're having too much fun. We got to rein it in a little bit. I'd much rather have that
Yes.
than like, can we look happy?
Can we
smile?
Can we walk? Can we walk? Oh, we need the scissors again to cut off the thing on the dress? Okay, cool. We have taken 2 photos. All right. Last one. I have this does not go with woo girls or hype bros. This is totally different. Like drunk squirrels. Okay. There's no organization. Everybody is doing their own thing. There's a groomsman in the bush somewhere.
Truly.
You cannot physically get them into a frame
Yeah.
for anything.
Yep. Constant
Moving. And as
hurting.
soon as you do, someone's like, oh, let me go get the speaker over here.
Yeah.
Focus.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
the least amount of photos ever. I mean, the one where you are yelling and yelling and yelling. The reason I have a whistle in my bag is for this
I need
group.
like a microphone.
Yes,
that I can
like,
like
testing,
like one of those like karaoke.
Get your ass over here.
like Steven.
Yeah, like Steven with a V. Get over here. Yes. But they're always leaving for something. And it's almost like family photo part too.
I was
where,
just
like,
about to say.
You're like, Dad has, and then he's back at the bar and you're like, Dad.
Or and then like brother
over
goes
here.
to get dad.
Yes.
And like I'm like wrong person. Someone else go.
So that's
please.
that would be my levels. Did I miss any?
I think that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think maybe to end it all, I think hopefully you're picking people that are there for you. I mean, I had a whole little, like I had to read this out because no matter if they're modest or they're like the squirrels or whatever, like we as professionals, we do our very best to make you look your best.
Yeah.
So I think that's, whoever you pick, we're riding with you, right? There's no changing it
There's
now.
no changing it. We are showing up
Like,
and
we are coming
walking
in.
into that suite.
They're like, say a little sprinkles of holy water, a little piece on the side of the cross. Like, let's go. So, but I'm looking forward to seeing your people and what that will be.
It'll be fun.
Yeah,
I think
so.
that they know not to act out.
Can I bring my whistle?
Yes.
That'd be amazing.
I'll bring my cordless mic.
Steven with the V, come to the front.
Truly.
Come to the front, Steven. I love it.
Yeah. Okay.
Another one done. Look at that.
Amazing.